Hey everybody, it's Pablo, and I'm giving you guys an unboxing video of this new Boss Katana 100 amplifier I just got here. And this is open already, because I did that. Got it from Sweetwater, as you can tell, but you can probably get it from other people. Got some wonderful green foam and other foam. Alright, I'll just get this stuff out of the way in a second here. Alright. On the cables you just saw, they don't actually come with it. I just got those at the same time. Anyway, back to the amp. Alright, I just took the amp out of this box here because I don't have enough arms to film it. Anyway, this is what comes with it. It's got this lovely bag here, which probably sounds wonderful. Yeah, I apologize for that. But more importantly, in the box, we have this manual. It tells you all sorts of lovely things about the Katana. They have it online, so I probably won't show you a whole lot about that one. They've stuffed the power cable in this little bit here. I'll get that out in a minute. We've got some more little foam blocks. I don't think those do a whole lot. I'll have the amp out in a second. So I've taken the power cable out of the packaging there. You can see it's a regular solid state amp adapter there. And here's the manual, and we've got a little Roland & Boss registry card thing. I should probably not show you that in too much detail, or else somebody will steal my registry. We've got two stickers here for whatever wonderful purpose. I guess you'd put this on the foot switch. I don't have that, so I probably won't be using it. We've got this little thing that tells you things about the amp on here. I think that will be going away. And now we've just got the lovely amp. Yeah. It's not too huge. It's a decent size. And if you want to see the back around here, there's that with the lovely speaker. And we've got a whole bunch of connectory things there. Alright, maybe I'll show you how it plays in a minute. And see ya. Oh, and if anyone's wondering, the power cable looks to be about 8 feet long. So if that's more or less than what you want, there it is. Alright guys, I've basically just plugged in the amp. I've got some cables running out the back there. Goodness, that's hard to see. Well, anyway, it's in my pedal board, so I'm going to be showing you how it takes various effects. This is my Jimi Hendrix Crybaby Wah. This is a Tone City Black T distortion. This is Behringer Harmonist, Behringer Reverb, a DOD chorus, and a Ditto looper. Here's the amp, and here's my lovely axe. This is a Epiphone Les Paul Prophecy Custom Plus GX. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Ooh, goodness. Yeah. And this is my old orange amp. It's still plugged in, but a little out of the way. So, right now, this is just on standby, as you probably can't see, because I wish I had a higher ISO setting. I'm going to just turn it on to 1/2 watt. Don't feel like breaking my windows or anything. Although actually you can keep the volume pretty tame even on the 1500 watt settings I've found. I cheated, I tried a little bit before recording, sorry. And later in this, hopefully I'm going to give you some sounds recording my guitar through the amp, but through the USB patch in the back, because you can do that. And it's going to sound better than the really horrible microphone that I'm about to use right now, which is, drum roll please, my phone camera. Yeah, there you go. Pretty wonderful. That's a wonderful microphone right there. This is the microphone. Pretty enormous. Alright, so you'll be thankful that I'm going to use the USB. There's my room with lots of mess in it. Hopefully you didn't see it too much. Alright. I'm gonna get this sitting there. Oh goodness, I'm horrible. You can maybe. Hey, you can sort of see it from there. Is that? Gosh, I have no idea how you can see through what I'm standing it on. But well, I guess it's all right. Yeah, goodness, it's somewhat really massively precarious. Alright, you can see the amp now. Yeah, it's pretty low volume, so I can talk over the guitar pretty easily right now. I'm gonna bump this up to 50 watts. And my master volume setting is at about 9 o'clock right now on the clean channel, so it really shouldn't be too loud. Now, I guess I'll just play some clean stuff for you right now. This is the Gerudo Valley theme for all of you really crazy gamers out there. And in the middle there, I use a little bit of my harmonizer there to just have an octave down for the that sort of part there. As you can see, it takes that pedal really nicely. It's in the effects loop, and it's got cool information about specific specs for... Wow, that's kind of redundant. I should think before I speak. But the manual over here, you can find online. I'll show you where to get that, I think, in the description. That has, you know, a lot more specs than really anybody ever mentions, right? So you don't always know whether, like, an effects loop out is at line level or at instrument level, right? And so, you know, I figured it's by Boss. They make tons of pedals, right? So it's hopefully at instrument level so that you can use your pedals with it just fine. But actually, it mentions that, actually, just the return part of it, it mentions that that's negative 10 decibels, which is regular volume for instruments like a guitar. So you can use all your favorite pedals with the effects loop, which is nice. So nothing's distorted if I say loop like that chord. So anyway, yeah, it sounds just fine. Everything from the harmonist to the looper is in the effects loop. And by the way, I've been playing on the neck pickup with my tone on full and volume on full also. I'll kick in some of the sweet delay right now. I'm using the analog delay, and I'm using the Hall reverb too. I think they sound really nice together. And I've tapped the tempo to what you can see there. You can set it to whatever you want, of course. This is Then Came the Last Days of May by Blue Oyster Cult, for anyone who's wondering. Or at least the intro, anyway. The amp's actually pretty forgiving to, you know, just decent playing. Yeah, I don't know, I've been playing for a few years, although not that seriously, so if you're just a mediocre player like me, there is hope if you get this amp. It sounds very nice even if you're terrible at guitar. I'll try the crunch channel now for you guys, and here that goes. A little louder. I'm gonna redo the EQ. Right now I'm on the panel mode, as you might be able to, oh, you can't see that. Oh, well, shame on me for not knowing how to do anything. Actually, maybe I can move the amp just a tad. Yeah, now you can see a lot more of that. Alright. So this little button here means I'm on the panel mode, which means all these knobs are immediately active. So I can, of course I can just EQ it like this, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and get a decent crunch sound without too much. Yeah, it sounds really nice. That's a lot louder than the clean was. Emphasis on a lot louder. It'd be a lot closer on the half a watt setting. So now I can turn the master up to... that's about 12. And that sounds about like it did on the 50 watt at 9 o'clock. But trust me, the 50 watt can get really loud if you set the master up, and same with the 100, of course. Let's see, how about some Zepp? Yeah, I'm really horrible. I don't know how you've made it this long. Perhaps I'll try lead setting. Yep, that was brown for a second. That is really significantly louder. I'm going to turn the master back down. Bit of it. And replace a bit of the verb with some more delay. Let's see, how about Spooky, the version with the solo by the ARS? There we go. Really unforgivable. I'll do the second one, hopefully I'll do it a little better. I've been on the neck pickup this whole time. I should really, okay, I'm gonna redo the first Spooky solo on the bridge pickup, just, for tradition. And that did get significantly louder than most of the other stuff so far. And second solo. Alright, that actually, if you excuse the mediocre playing, that sounded really good actually. Probably none of it sounds good on this speaker because it is really tiny and not good. But eventually it'll sound better when I use the USB, at least I'm pretty sure of that. I'm gonna clean off, hopefully, with less volume. So that's a little crunch just from less volume, but still on the lead channel. Alright, that's the minimum volume I can get out of my bridge pickup. Still full tone. I'll turn on the tone a little bit. Wow, that actually sounds really nice. That's a very good cleanup. Wow, yeah. I like that a lot. I'm going to try cleaning up on the neck pickup with a medium tone. And if you hear what's happening right now, that's just no volume from the amp, that's just the acoustic sound. Oh, that's really clean. I don't know if you could get it to this low of a volume level on the fly, but that's a very good clean sound from. I need to remind you what the lead is like if I just switch pickups. That's a crazy difference. So that's the Dragon Ball Z DVD and also movie intro, if you're wondering. Just to demonstrate the lead sound again, which is really super crazy, to just switching pickups to the neck with low volume. Let's see. That is crazy cleanup. And that's Saria's song, if anyone cares. Let's see. And next, I guess I'll show you guys the brown sound. I'll leave it on the clean pickup. It's still quite clean. And that last bit where it thickened was, again, my harmonist pedal, so separate from the amp. Of course, this does have a harmonist in the Tone Studio that I'll probably show you guys a little later, so you can do pretty much everything I do here without my pedals. I just like having my pedals here, because I don't have the foot switch, as I mentioned earlier, probably, so I can't switch between them on the fly like I can with real pedals. And now switching to the dirty brown sound. Ooh, yeah. Wow, that is really dirty. That's a lot of gain. So yeah, it does have a slight tendency to feed back already. Make that a real tendency to feed back. It is on pretty low volume, although I'm sitting right in front of the amp, so there is a lot of air moving into my strings. That's super crazy. Alright, let's see, I'm going to try full neck pickup volume but no tone. Alright, some of you clever bunch might already know what I'm thinking of doing, but alright, so I'm gonna put my looper to use right now and play you guys a little ditty. And I'll see if you guys recognize it. Hopefully you will, my playing's not that bad. Switching to brown sound now, switching pickups. Alright, hopefully that was, bearable. And for any of you uncultured swine, or you really people who expect way too much from me, may have not recognized that it's a solo, hopefully, from While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Did my best. What you gonna do? It also does work great for Then Came the Last Days of May. But, yeah. Wow, I'm really digging that analog delay. Anyway, I guess I'll show you guys how to set up the drivers and stuff with the computer now. Here goes. Alright, here's my laptop, and this is Boss's website. You can see the URL there, maybe. Well, anyway, no you can't. But it's boss.info/global/support/buy_product/katana-100. and you'd stash a different number for if you have a different version of it, of course. Anyway, there are drivers and stuff here in the Tone Studio, and you probably just want the driver for whichever operating system you have there. You want to get those. I've already gotten those because you don't have to watch me download things. You just click this. It'll download actually, I think, as a zip file, but you get two folders. One is called Katana underscore whatever your operating system is, but I've got this, and I've got the Tone Studio thing here. So first we're gonna be doing the drivers, right? Yeah, goodness, clicked the wrong thing. And part of this process might be specific to my version of Windows. This is Windows 7, never 10. But alright, I'm gonna look at the README file here just to make sure I remember the process right. Alright, I'll maybe read this in a second. I don't know. Alright, read the stuff. It was really super interesting and tasteful. Alright. So I'm gonna go to setup in the here and click yes for stuff. That's most of what setting up is for things. Next. Alright, you can never be too careful when rereading stuff to install, because there is a specific time when you have to plug in the cable, and I'm pretty sure it's right after this. Alright, so I'm going to let this bar over here finish. That should be real exciting. Hey! Alright, so it says ready to install the driver. Please connect a USB cable to the Katana on your computer, then turn on the Katana. Blah blah. Alright. Here is a USB cable. I'm going to plug this into the side of my laptop. That's plugged in there. Well, la-di-da. And then, gotta find the thing on the back of the Katana. There's a little more light there. I don't know if you can see that because I'm just reaching my arm around. Sorry for the motion sickness. Alright. And it says turn on the Katana. Got it on standby, probably doesn't matter. It's on. Haha! It says it's installing driver software. Click here for status. Alright. Let's see, yeah, that all looks fine. Anything else over here? Alright. I'm sure watching this little thing spin is really riveting. Oh, well then. It's done, it says. Now finishing installation. Installation has been completed. Nice passive verb tenses there. Alright, hopefully that's good. Oh, there's my background. There's Tintin. He's really lovely. I'm gonna try opening up Audacity. I said opening up Audacity, come on. There we go. And seeing if I can use it as an input. Yeah! Primary Katana shows up right there as a USB input. I'm gonna see if... Alright, record. I'm just gonna strum something from my guitar. It's on standby right now, so I don't know if it'll do anything. Alright, it didn't do anything there. Put on half a watt now. How about if I... Alright, hasn't done anything yet, but I trust it will someday. Get back to filming when I figure that out. Alright everybody, it's a new day, and I finally figured out how to record correctly from the USB on this here wonderful Katana. You can see I am using the USB cable. It's connected to the back. Goodness, lighting's horrible. This is a sunny day out, come on. Alright, whatever, lighting. So I've got Audacity here, keeping it simple because why not. Now, the Katana has two recording outputs from the USB. There's the primary, This little 2 here that you might be able to see, that's just which USB port I have it connected to on my laptop. This is the second port right here, so it doesn't matter. And the secondary is different because it's completely bypassing all of like what's happening inside of the amp. So it's bypassing the effects loop, it's bypassing the preamp, it's bypassing the power amp. It's basically just using the digital to analog converter inside of the amp, and that's about it. So obviously I'm going to be using the primary input because it's going to reflect what the amp actually sounds like. And I don't know if this bug happens on any other operating systems, but this laptop here is on Windows 7 because it's the best operating system. And it wasn't getting any signal at all in the primary input, the one that sounds like the amp, for a while, and nobody, even when I called Roland, knew how to fix the problem. And they just tried it on their Windows 10 computers there, and everything was fine with them. Anyway, I eventually figured out how to solve it, right? And it wasn't just Audacity, because I could go to the mixer and find the system sounds over here and look at the recording. And if I strummed a note, right, on the guitar, like that, right, I would only get little green signal stuff in the secondary input there, which was quite annoying. You can see that the primary there has input now too. And of course it's sustaining longer because that one has loads of gain on it, because I left this on the brown sound, which is fun. So you guys are finally going to get to hear more accurately and without any buzzing how the amp actually sounds. And it doesn't seem to output very loudly into the into whatever you're using to store the sound on your computer. It's about like minus 10 decibels actually, but you can set it to record in 24 bits, so amplifying it digitally is no problem. It's got plenty of definition. And sounds quite nice, a lot less buzz than I had when I was recording it with the tiny microphone on my phone. So it should sound better, and I'm monitoring it with just headphones, because, you know, I don't feel like making a whole lot of noise today. Because it is fun to turn up, you know, some of the volume knobs here, but it doesn't sound quite the same when you've got the like different parts of the mastering turned up and down out of the speaker, of course. So anyway, long story made short, yeah, I'm monitoring it using my headphones here, which I'm going to put on momentarily after I maybe line up the camera to the amp. That's super boring. Alright, you guys can see me play today. That'll be better. Here we go. Here I am with me and my headphones. Yeah, long hair life is difficult. And here's the trusty guitar. Goodness, I don't remember what I played or didn't play yesterday, so there might be some overlap. Yeah, it did take a while to find out how to fix this. So what I had to do was this. So they don't tell you that you should, but there's an update on the Boss website that you can download to the amp. There's a few hoops to jump through to actually get it to update the firmware. But yeah, once I did that, it worked just fine on both inputs, which is incredible. Yeah, I don't know why they don't tell everyone to update immediately. Just do it. Alright, I'm going to start the recording on the PC now. Alright, we've got signal. So I'll just get rid of the microphone audio once I start playing. Here goes. I'll hopefully do some justice to the spooky solo that I played so horribly yesterday. Here goes. good. Again, playing not perfect. Goodness, I need to work on that. And second spooky solo, of course, always this. Actually, I should have my delay on. What am I doing? I'm a crazy man. Okay, scratch everything that I said I'd done before this. Delay is better. Bearable. Let's see what else to play. I'll do the DBZ theme again because it's always fun. I should use the looper. Alright, excuse another non-amp effect. Sorry. Alrighty. Yeah, that was acceptable. Oh, now I'll show you an effect that I decided to put on. I cheated in when I had to use the Tone Studio without you guys because I was trying every kind of thing I could to get it to record out of the primary output. Alright, so I cheated and got an acoustic simulator, which is super cool. So I'm gonna play the Gerudo Valley intro with the acoustic simulator because it's awesome. Now, one slightly knob-headed thing. Alright, one knob-headed thing about this amp is that to get over to the effects on the clean channel, you have to go through the booster section. It's and so you get a loud before you're on the acoustic simulator, and the loud not always what you want. So that's one criticism, but I find it quite worth it once you're on it. So yeah, I don't know, it's cool. Anyway, here's the Gerudo Valley Fortress theme. And that's an abridged version because you've already heard it, but it's still cool. And great for open chords like the. So yeah, like turning down the tone using both pickups. Like, you know, if I do the. You know, the backing to While My Guitar Gently Weeps, super cool. I was a bit of a numbskull and I didn't put the first booster section knob, booster slash effects knob, before the preamp, which means that it happens after the effects loop as well, so I can't loop the juicy acoustic sounds underneath the, like, you know, say a distorted solo, because then I'd have to switch channels and I don't want the acoustic simulator anymore. And the loop isn't affected by the effects that happen after it. So I'll show you how to change that so it's better later. But yeah, that's my mistake. I really like playing to the delay on Song of Healing, right? So like normally that song would go, but you know the second note is meant to be quieter, right? And so I let the delay play that note, and it's super fun to do that. I recommend you all try it. It's super cool. And that's still on the acoustic simulator sound. Well, maybe I can do Voodoo Child a little more justice, you know, with a proper sound recording of the wah pedal and such. I don't really like to use the T-wah because you have to have it swell after a note starts. So like sort of like that. Obviously, acoustic simulator is weird. See, I should get a different sound. Alright, I like that one. And you guys are gonna come with this. it sounded good. Obviously I'm no Hendrix. But yeah, I like that. Turn off the wah now maybe. I know that's not really supposed to have all that delay and stuff on it, but who can really turn off delay? It's so fun. That was just clearing my looper there. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll do one of the Guitar Gently Weeps again, because I really like the sound we've got right now. And I'll leave the sacrilegious delay on, just because I can. And I'm not even going to switch pickups or switch sounds. I've just got the volume on this pickup rolled off. Here goes. Alright everybody, I'm back showing you a bit more of the technological side of the amp here. And you guys remember the Boss support website where it's got you know, the drivers and stuff? Well, there's an update at the top of this list that is part of the fix for making sure that it'll record out of both of the inputs, as I was mentioning earlier, right? So you download those, right? And you know, you'll end up with a folder for the update, right? So that's fine, you run that. And the reason that I figured out that I ought to try that was because when you download the Tone Central thing, and you get the little gray box here that I showed you in the last video, or in the last bit of it, right? You set that up, and then you end up with the little icon for it here. It's a blue cube thingy. I don't know if they're trying to be clever with their Blue's Cube line. Stop it, boss. Anyway, you open up that program. It looks like this, except for you got a little window here that's like, which sort of amp would you like to plug into or whatever, right? There are a few different devices that can recognize the amp as. You just click the first one and it's fine. But then it was like, you should update your stuff, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And so then you go to the Boss website and you download the updates stuff that you find here. And so that's how you know to do it, and I recommend that you guys do all of that. Whether or not you have the only recording out of one input problem, because it seems pretty crucial. But that's how you do that. Nobody suggested that I do that when I called Boss. It was kind of ridiculous. Anyway, here in the Tone Central, we've got all the controls that we see on the amp here, so you can see where my stuff is set, right? So I've got some delay on it right now. I have the pickup turned off, but I can go over here. And that has some of the microphone sound from the amp coming through, but right after this point, I'm going to mute that and just use the USB. And you might be wondering how I have it coming out of the speaker and out of the USB, right? Because usually you want silent recording. If you turn it on with the USB already plugged in, it'll still come out of the speaker. And then if you want silent recording, you just put it on standby mode and it's fine. So here's the tone central right here. And in my effects on the booster section, I've got the acoustic guitar simulator. Not the channel. That's just for if you're using an actual acoustic electric and plugging in. It can simulate it. It has one of the acoustic simulator effects, right? I've got a slow gear effect, which is I would never have tried something like this in, like, you know, a store or ever bought this pedal in real life. But it sounds super crazy. I'm going to turn off the delay and reverb here so you can see what it does. It makes it, all the notes swell in, so it takes away all of your attack, basically, and it's kind of cool sounding. Oh goodness, that's the acoustic simulator. I'm horrible at switching things when I need to. Sounds super good for an acoustic. And of course all of my effects pedals are off, so this is all just from the amp. If I switch over to the red, there we go, this is the slow gear. So if you play quickly, you can like just about get it so that everything you have is silent, but then when you hold on to a note, it'll swell up, right? So things stay swelling for a while. I think it's cool. I don't know if I'd really use it that much in an actual musical setting. And I still have the touch wah on. I don't really use it much, but I had the space for it, so I figured I would put it there. But I'm going to adjust the effects chain right now so that... Oh, goodness, that is actually there. Well, I'm a crazy man. And then I turn this off. Okay, so cool. Oh, Audacity is actually having me listen to stuff here. Goodness, I'm really... Whew, back from weird technical difficulties, I guess. For some reason my computer was playing back everything that came through the USB, but it had like some latency because my computer's not completely meant for recording audio professionally, right? So I could actually notice the latency, which isn't super good. So all I basically did was turn down the volume, and I can find the setting in Audacity where I can stop that, but I'm not gonna bother right now because I'm lazy and that'll bite me in the butt later. Anyway, back in the Tone Studio, right? So that's good. I do have the what I really wanted was this effects loop to be after this first bit of effects here, right? And so now that I've got that, that's a lot better. So I'm going to show you guys some more of the effects. So here's a blues driver, right? I'm going to put it on to... maximum blues drivey drive. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I mean, a lot of the drive effects sound pretty similar, so like there's a fat one, right? And I think it's got a metal zone too. Yeah, there we go. Everybody loves the metal zone. Hey, oof, gosh. I definitely see why it's regarded as a pretty much of a joke distortion pedal. I mean, a lot of people like it, and it's, you know, it's alright. I don't know if I'll be keeping it on here though. Let's turn that down for a minute. Actually, I'll just go to the effects section here. So, chorus is a standard effect, but I'll show you some of the cooler ones. I sort of like having a subtle vibrato on. I mean, that isn't terribly subtle, but maybe if I turn the rate down. Yeah, I sort of think that's nice. See, I'm going to turn the gain up on the clean channel. Alright, I'm going to try. Because I know that it was recorded not quite tuned all the way up to standard. So I'm going to try Paint It Black. Yeah, I don't know if it's quite the right effect for it, but it's still. Still fun. You can get like a Halloween-y sort of vibe if you. It's probably too fast. That's just odd. It's like a kind of cartoony vibe there. Oh gosh, that sounds like the middle of the solo to Rebel Yell. The guy's like slapping the tremolo. I don't actually know how to play it, but it sounds like it. Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah, I don't know if I'll be using the vibrato much. Slow gear I just never heard of though. It's super cool though. Octave is a standard effect, but it's cool. Oh, the humanizer. Now this is a weird one. It tries to make everything you say sound, or everything you play sound like someone's saying vowels. So it's switching between the A and I vowel sounds, apparently. Gosh, yeah, it's really not very musical sounding. You can, okay. So everything right there is supposed to sound like an ah. Yeah, just to show that it's got a lot of crazy effects that you would probably never use. Pitch shifter's kind of cool. I've just got it on one voice right now, but I can I'm going to turn on the direct mix so it's actually changing my pitch, but so ooh, yeah, yeah, I don't, oh, that's up 16 half steps. I don't recommend that at all. Let's see if I can play something just with one note. Let's see. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not terribly good at that, I have to admit. shifter that. I mean, it is a more free like harmonist, I guess. So I'm gonna turn down the gain on the clean channel here and put it on like 2 voice, and then I'm gonna have one that's down, maybe, yeah, down a 4th, and one that's about one that's down an octave. Yeah, I don't know. One nice thing about the pitch shifter is that you don't have to worry what key you're in. I don't know if that's actually a benefit or not, because it might be better to force yourself to stay within the key, because you do get some sort of crazy things if you ignore it. So the harmonist is for if you wanna care about the key. The wave synth effect, it just is really loud. I don't know what was up with that one. There's also a guitar sim, which is, it says like S to H here, right? So I guess that's supposed to simulate a single coil if you're using, or it's supposed to simulate a humbucker if you're using a single coil. And it has like all sorts of different conversions here. P to AC, so I guess that's a piezo to an acoustic. Like all the different combinations you could dream up. I'm gonna try H to S. And I'm gonna turn the effect up. Oh, that changed what thing I'm using. Alright. Alright, and I'm going to turn the effect down now and actually coil split it so we can see how accurate it is. Goodness. I guess it's alright. I don't have much use for it because I can coil split my guitar, but somebody else might. I don't know if I'll ever use that, honestly. Anyway, yeah, it's got a lot of cool effects. So Univibe. I'll turn that on now. And I'm sorry that the playing probably doesn't really match the style of whatever thing I'm doing, because I'm not used to playing with these effects, so I don't really know what to play with these effects, but and I'm not really much of a fan of like effects like, you know, sort of this to a lesser extent, but more so things like phasers and flange and stuff like that, because I feel like it doesn't depend enough on what you're actually playing. It sort of feels like you're just overlaying this sound on top of your playing, and it's really impartial to whatever your guitar is actually doing. So that's why I don't really use those as much. Goodness, Waterfox. My browser's trying to get me to update it, and I'm a mess. But course, a lot of people do like them, or else they'd be out of business, I guess. So there's a ring mod. I have no idea what these do. I'm just gonna go to the delays now because I actually know what delays do, and there are fewer options here. So there's a digital, analog, tape, echo, reverse, and modulate. The reverse is sort of cool, unpredictable, but I'm gonna turn that up and go on to it. So like, it sounds like, you know, what you play in delay is coming out backwards, so it builds and then falls quickly, right? Instead of the, you know, it starts off with lots of attack and then sort of goes off slowly. So it's sort of, each delay is coming over and slapping you each time it comes by. I don't really know which songs would need that, but you can write some, I'm sure. I don't know if I'll be using it much. Yeah, it's sort of super weird. Of course, a lot of the effects on here are super weird, so it's good to have the options. At least it does have all the regular stuff, so. I think I'm gonna put it on. I like the analog a lot. Also, another thing to know about the reverse one is it doesn't seem to really obey the tap tempo thing, so even if you go like dun, dun, dun in the tap, it'll like, it'll come back like, and it's like, I told you to be slow, but I don't know, it's got a mind of its own, that reverse thing, and it doesn't always seem to come back at a constant speed. So, yeah, weird delay. I don't know how reliable it is for when you're doing anything live or something like that. But analog delay is wonderful. I already showed me using it for the... stuff like that. Standard delay, you already know what that's like. And then I'll just show you the available stuff for the reverb. So there's the hall, plate, room, spring, and modulate. Pretty standard there, nothing crazy like the reverse one. There's also this NS thing here. It has the threshold and release options for something. I have no idea what. It doesn't seem to affect anything when I turn the knobs. You can figure that out for yourself. Anyway, to store, you can write what you've got here in this little blue box in the corner, and you can clear a channel back to a default with the clear button here. Pretty intuitive, and you can have 4, but you can store a bunch of different stuff in a librarian or download other people's, which is cool, I guess. I don't know if I really care to download anybody else's weird settings and EQ. But you can have fun with that, and I hope you enjoy the amp and at least this review of it. So see ya.